feeling like I'm academics. Can't ride
Moment for Savage to probably realize, like, hey, in this particular year, hip hop is a little bit down. He probably needed a rollout. The music isn't bad. He needed a rollout, right? Savage is a perennial over 100 type of guy, right? Now, let's think about the pros and the cons. And this is why I said I think maybe his misstep here was not having a longer rollout. By the way, I love the rollout even though it was short, but he pretty much told us 3 days before. 3 days before, yo, I'm dropping an album this Friday, right? Wasn't much music video visuals. He had one of the most succinct and short albums I've seen in a while, like 14 tracks. Most people these days, they're playing a streaming game. They want to put over 20. You want to put they have bloated albums because they know more songs. Even if you have five people listening to 12 songs versus 5 people listen to 20 songs, it's the difference between, let's say that they stream every song once. It's the difference between 60 streams and 100 streams. So people usually put more songs. He had a short album, didn't give a long window in putting that out. And again, I do think that the lead song is the one with Drake. So I wouldn't say the music isn't good. But yeah, I think this wasn't the time for him to just be like pop up and, hey, I think the only person who could do that right now is Kendrick Lamar and Drake. They could just pop up and be like, album tomorrow. Because those guys, I think, they've been in a constant rollout since the battle. We want to hear what Kendrick's next offering is to see how he's, dealing with, quote unquote, the post-beef stuff. We've been waiting for Drake to see how his career looks post-battle, and an album signifies it. So they can just say, I'm dropping midnight, and it'll work. I think everybody else has to do like a rollout. And then, lastly, I don't think that interview did him any favors. And, honestly, I'll tell you the truth. That's why I didn't call Savage on stream too. Because, I'll make that decision. I'll take it on me. I'm like, I think people were picking apart the interview as opposed to pick apart the music. Like, people were looking at the interview talking about, oh, this is contradictory, this is that. And that kind of then drowns out the music or makes the music, it becomes a backdrop of it. So I think personally that interview, it should have came out after the album, not before. So, 54, you know what that tells me? I think Savage, needs to reevaluate how he dropped this project, where music is at, and the momentum that he has and what people are expecting. That's it. You get what I'm saying? Somebody said YB could drop it. And here's the thing with YB. YB doesn't have like this reputation of doing these really high numbers, He doesn't have this reputation of having these really high numbers and exorbitant. No, that's not his thing. So, and by the way, that's very relieving for YB, because I know a lot of artists, they're actually slaves to their first week numbers. Like, they don't put out music, and sometimes even if you've cooled off, you got to just rip the Band-Aid off, drop the project. It might not do the best, but then you got to build back up. A lot of times you got to build momentum back up. That's what Lil Baby's trying to do now, right? Like, he's trying to build back up. And when you're building back up, you're going to catch some numbers that ain't the best, but you got to put the music out. I think when I think of New York rappers, I think that's what they're going through. Like, they all kind of didn't put nothing out in 2024 because of the battle. They haven't really put something out in like 4 years or so. They did decent or good last time they put something out, but now they have zero momentum, and then they're going to think that they're going to just pop up one day and be like, yo, album coming in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and people are like all on board. No, there's a saturation amount of artists. Artists are fighting for, screen time, listening time, attention with streamers, this and third, unless you are, kind of really on the pulse of shit, or the music is just that fucking great. You got to be making sure you have some momentum as you drop. Do I think Savage had momentum? Absolutely. I did think he had momentum going into this. I do believe that the narrative around whether it was Atlanta or the streets, and you come with an album called What Happened to the Streets, I think some people expected a shock factor. Kind of like almost like hip hop is dead type of like vibe from Nas. But regardless, you know, if we're gonna look for the silver lining here with Savage, the music, I like the music. I do think the music's good. Now, I do think that could have happened. Maybe I'm missing like one slapper on there, like because I do love up tempo stuff. I love that the Recoup song, but I will say like when I think about Jimmy Cooks, I love those up tempo songs. Probably could have had one of those, but let's not nitpick on that. It's either do you like it or not. I like the project, but clearly, if we're gonna just be objective with the sales, some mistakes probably were made, and again, and those conversations, I'm pretty sure he got measy with him, and I'll have those conversations with him. Every artist hits this, right? So it is what it is. Yeah, every artist, like when you're having a trajectory of going up and going up, you kind of get like, whoa, you kind of stumble a bit, and then now it's for you to. The biggest challenge becomes, can you figure it out to course correct? Or do you just gracefully go into wash category, which means like your peak is just behind you? If I had to give advice, I would say Savage should put out more music, but more solo music too. Maybe try a different strategy. A couple Lucy's, you never know. Somebody said New York Knicks beat the Spurs for the NBA Cup. Didn't I? Oh, didn't I bet some money on that? Look, I bet some money on that, chat. Hey, chat, y'all know my picks been hitting, right? If I'm not telling none of y'all to gamble, but if y'all have been following me, chat, if y'all been following me, I've been with the picks. The picks been going crazy. Look, yo, chat, we might have to make a picks page. If y'all want to get down with a picks page, just let me know. Michael Lucas, he says, he might have changed his name to YBN Savage with those numbers. Not that bad, but again, we're watching, and it's kind of ironic. And I keep telling people, narrative really counts for a lot of things. I think the narrative around Atlanta is making it hard for Atlanta artists to win. And I always tell people, I'm like, your first week sales or the sales in general, it doesn't start from the booth. It starts from what people are seeing. It's like that's why I even say with Meek Mill. It's like, it's not, if people are going to check out your music or not, or bump your music, or they think it's cool to bump your music, it doesn't start when you get in the booth. It starts from you being on Twitter. It starts from you being in whatever situation. It starts really from what people are seeing from you, right? It starts if they feel like you're a hypocrite or not. It starts if they feel like, oh, this guy's not like that. This guy's changed. This guy's what. It starts from there. So I do think that this is a down year for Atlanta. Like, we have Lil Baby selling 34,000 first week, right? Even if we had like the extra day, it's pretty much like 40,000. Young Thug is doing like 50,000, mid 50,000. Savage look like he's about to do mid 50,000. Gunna's doing 80,000. Of course, Cardi did amazing numbers, but we might not get another Cardi album even though Cardi told me that he's dropping shortly again. But it's Future is still Future, and I think the biggest statement would be if Future drops and he doesn't do 100. Like, I think Future is a sure bank for 100,000 sold now, right? But every other Atlanta rapper is kind of taking a step back, and I'm wondering what their all plans are going to be. I feel like I see what Lil Baby's plan is. He's working it. I think he's going to work this leaks thing, then he's going to drop something else. He has no problem with kind of like keep putting out until he get type of a buzz. I think Thug needs a big course correction. I think Thug keep tweeting. Like, we need to lock Thug in a padded room with Gunna that they could hug it out or fight it out. Because when they keep doing this, I think that it makes people look at Thug different. I keep telling you his aura is a little bit whatever. And then I think with Savage, he's now the backdrop of all that BS and nonsense that's kind of not only going on in Atlanta, but this is not the time where people are just looking for street rap at this moment, especially given after the fact of this Kendrick beef, right? Kendrick and Drake. But even then, the only song that's kind of broken through is one song. And it's the song by, who is it? It's whose song broke through? It's Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty is a one song, but I do think it's people see authenticity there, and the song is fire. So we'll see. We will see, man. Somebody said the aura is kind of gone. Ugh. Yeah, well, everybody got to work it out. You know, it's going to be a gut check time for so many people in the industry. They're going to have to take this break, take this, um, like this respective Christmas break, or like while the industry is down, and figure out what they're gonna do. Now, here's the problem: every rapper is aging. We're not talking about these guys in their 20s or just whatever. Like we got to lump people Kodak Black into this. Like these are guys who are either 30s or they're approaching 30s, and I think when you're quote unquote a YN, it's a little bit different. These guys are in not the twilight of their career, but they're definitely in a part of their career where they are they're mature artists, right? Like, these guys are in their 30s, right? Like, again, if we're like, oh, Thug's aura is gone, how old is Young Thug, right? Like, when we Google that, he's 34 years of age. Like, what could a 34-year-old guy that we've known him for the last 10 to like 12 years, what could he do to kind of make us feel like he's reinvented himself? He's kind of given us everything already. Bro, we kind of know everything around you. So, unless he just becomes super fucking weird, right? Which I don't even think we'll believe that because we've seen him be normal. How do you kind of restore that, right? It's gonna be interesting to see. I seen